Everybody's patience, and I apologize for the late start. We were meeting in executive session, which I will mention at the end. Item number 2 is our Pledge of Allegiance. Can I please have that led by Ms. Vaccaro? Okay, thank you. Moving on to item number 3, which is comments, suggestions, petitions by residents in attendance regarding items that are not on the agenda. If anybody wishes to speak tonight, please walk up to the mic, state your name and address for the record. This is being recorded. Mr. Cook.
Darrell Cook, South Walnut Street. I like safety. I've seen many mistakes. I've made many. Has anyone here been told that there are too many parking spaces in the Southeast? I don't know any good reason why anyone on council would like a plan that removes parking. Traffic signals don't stop vehicles or pedestrians. I know or have seen examples. High in Market, fatal, traffic light was there. High in Price, badly broken leg, traffic light was there. High at Linden, I witnessed a male cross in front of a moving vehicle car. Pedestrian replied to a group of us waiting for the light to change. The car couldn't hit him because he was in a crosswalk. Female pedestrian, High Street near University Avenue, hit by a car. Pedestrian admitted fault. At this time, most cars only stop when a driver puts foot on brake. I've seen many crashes on 600 South High Street. Will traffic light be removed if accidents continue after it's in place? How will the signal at University Avenue be activated? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cook. Any other comments? Okay, thank you. Moving on to item 4, which is comments by the Borough Council and the Mayor, and we will start with Mr. McCoy.
Good evening, everyone. I guess one shout out again this month to Uptown. Starting February 3rd, the new show is coming. Now I'm forgetting the name of it. The Mountaintop, and it sounds like a great show. It plays from the 3rd to the 19th, so check it out.
Thank you, Ms. Vaccaro.
I have a few things I want to share. First of all, Restaurant Week is coming back to Westchester, February 26th to March 5th. So come out and enjoy a nice dinner. If anyone is interested in performing at the next Porch Fest, please let me know. We're trying to find new performers. And then I am very excited about the High Street Corridor project. Looking forward to a more harmonious melding of pedestrian traffic and borough car traffic, as well as some additional beautification. So thank you.
Thank you. Mr. McGinnis, are you with us?
I am. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, perfect. Thank you. And I want to thank you to Bill Mann for giving me the opportunity to join in remotely as I recover from an illness. But I also want to give a quick shout out to Dave March, the Public Information Officer, for all the work that he does notifying the borough of issues and things that could affect borough residents, such as accidents and things of that nature. But most recently, what he did regarding the story about the female firefighters in Westchester Borough and the increase of female firefighters over the years, as overall volunteer firefighters have been decreasing. So thank you, Dave, for your work and the continued updates.
Thank you. Mr. Flynn.
Greetings from the 6th Ward, the sweetest ward in the borough. Once again, I got some exciting news. Mayor, you're going to love this. We got another sweet shop right on Gay Street that makes 16 in the 6th Ward. It's 145 West Gay. It's called Eden Sweet Shop, Sweet House. Right next door, another new business, Pomp. It's a interior design decor store at 141 West Gay Street. if you think that you're getting too much sugar in you, please stop by the new business, the Juice Pod. If you really want to have a smoothie there, Mr. Bill Ritu, you'll thin down a little bit. That's 14 North Church Street. Last but not least, I'd like to also thank Mr. March for helping out with all the information in the borough. A lot of crazy things have been happening in the borough the last 30 days. It must have been a full moon for a whole month. And if you reach out to Dave March, he's right on the phone 24/7 and helping the Borough Council understand what's going on in the borough. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Allen.
I don't have a lot to say. Just I hope everyone's enjoying the new year this year. Yeah, that's it. Thanks.
Thank you. Ms. Dorsey.
I'm going to follow Mr. Allen's lead and recognize folks have already been waiting. So just welcome. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Mayor DeBaptiste.
Thank you. I just want to say what everyone has said. First of all, Porch Fest is May 20th of this year, and we look forward to varied musical groups or acts or individuals. So May 20th, mark that on your calendars for Porch Fest. Secondly, with this being the month of Martin Luther King Jr., celebrating his birth and his legacy, thank you, Patrick, for mentioning Uptown Theater's play called Mountaintop. And it's based on the night before that Martin Luther King was assassinated. Also, at the and if you get your tickets the first week, which helps the theater and it builds momentum, they're half price or they're $30. And third, they are also, Uptown Theater is also going to have a play, a music, a video of a documentary on Bayard Rustin, who is one of our hometown heroes. So that's a free movie, and it's called Brother Outsider on Bayard Rustin, and that's February 6th at Uptown Theater. So you get to dine and then go take a movie. It could be a cheap date for any of you looking for one. Thank you.
Thanks so much. And I'm keeping mine short too. I will reiterate what Mr. McGinnis said about the Dave March and the story about the female firefighters. I thought that was an incredible story, and a shout out to my good friend Tracy, who is one of those firefighters for Goodwill. So pretty awesome. Other than that, happy everybody's having a great new year, and thanks for your patience again. I appreciate it. Okay, moving on to item number 5, which is a discussion. We have 4 items. So under 5A, we have the appointment of the borough solicitor, and this is for a 2-year term.
Mr. Stefano?
Yes, Mr.
With your
Mr.
permission, I'd like to move to appoint Buckley Bryan Law as the Borough Solicitor for Labor Council, as Borough Solicitor, with Labor Council being provided by Obermeyer, Redmond, and Maxwell and Hippel, and the pending litigation by Dilworth, Paxson, Buckley Bryan for a 2-year term.
Got
I need
it.
a second.
Okay, so the motion is on the table for that Mr. Flynn just read.
I'll second.
Mr. McCoy seconds it. Any further discussion or clarification on that?
Yeah, I do have a further discussion here on that, Mr. President. I actually want to amend that motion, and I believe I could do that. I want to change my vote for Borough Solicitor to Kelly Ballware, and I want to amend that motion being made that Kelly Ballware be the new solicitor for Westchester Borough.
If it's been amended, Mr. Metrick, can you help us clarify an amendment to a motion, standing motion?
I believe there would need to be a second and then voted upon that amendment.
So Mr. McGinnis has it correct. A subsidiary motion can be made. It has to be seconded. This type of subsidiary motion to amend a motion is open to debate. And then voting on the amendment of the motion has to take place for council. So that's what would be in order, if I can preview it.
I would like to second Mr. McGinnis's amendment to the motion.
Okay, so we have, so the current motion then that it's been amended is to appoint Belwar Law as Borough Solicitor, and everything else will be the same. So Labor Counsel provided by Obermeyer, Redmond, Maxwell, Hippel, and then any pending litigation by Dilworth, Paxton, and Buckley Bryan for a 2-year term ending on December 31st, 2024.
That would be correct.
Okay. All right, so that is the current motion that is on the table. Further discussion about that? Comments?
Vote that's in order at this point in time would be the amendment to the prior motion.
Okay, so can you clarify that again? So we're voting to amend it, not to actually vote on the motion.
Correct.
Understood. Okay, so you'd have to call the question to amend this motion.
Calling the question is putting the motion to vote. Right now, the business before council is to amend the motion that was the main motion that was made by Mr. Flynn, and it has been seconded. So
Okay.
there should be discussion on the amendment to the motion, and then a vote should be taken. And if a majority of council approves the amendment to the motion, then the amended motion can be taken up, and that would be in order.
Okay, so is there discussion on this amendment? No? Okay. I mean, my discussion would just be that I feel we should stick with our current borough solicitor that we have in terms of Buckley Bryan. So that would be my discussion on it. So, any others? Okay. So, and if there's no further comments, then I'll call the question to amend the motion.
Yeah, you can take a vote. I could call the roll, or you could just do a verbal vote to see if there's a majority of council members that are in favor of the motion to amend the main motion made by Mr. Flynn.
Let's call the question just to be
Sure,
clear.
no problem. Mr. Flynn?
No.
Ms. Vaccaro?
No.
Mr. McGinnis?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. McCoy?
No.
Ms. Dorsey?
Yes.
President Stefano?
No, the amendment does not carry 4-3. Okay, so we're back to our original motion, and that was made by Mr. Flynn and seconded by Mr. McCoy to appoint Buckley Bryan as Borough Solicitor with Labor Counsel provided by Obermeyer, Redmond, Maxwell, and Hippel, pending litigation by Dilworth, Paxton, and Buckley Bryan for a 2-year term ending in 12/31/2024. Further discussion? Any comments from anybody? Okay, then I think we can call the question on the motion that's on the table.
Mr. Flynn?
Yes.
Ms. Vaccaro?
Yes.
Mr. McGinnis?
No.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. McCoy?
Yes.
Ms. Dorsey? And Mr. Stefano?
Yes,
5-2.
5-2, the motion passes. Okay. Okay, all right, so that is, hold on, go back to my agenda. All right, under 5B, we have an appointment of the borough engineer for a 2-year term. Ms. Dorsey, would you like to make a motion?
I would like to make a motion, Mr. Stefano. Thank you. I'd like to appoint Panoni as the borough engineer with wastewater services provided by BCM Engineers and traffic engineering, grant writing, MS4 engineering by Remington Vernick Engineering.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, motion has been made and seconded to appoint those several engineers. Any further discussion? Comments? Okay, Mr. Metric, would you call the question?
Yes.
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 Yes, motion carries 7-0. We're moving on to item 5C, which is appointment of the Borough Planning Consultant to a 2-year term.
To make a motion, Mr. Stefano, to appoint Thomas Committa Associates as planning consultant for a 2-year term ending 12/31/2024.
I'll second.
Okay, motion has been made and seconded to appoint our planning consultant. Any further discussion or comments? Okay, Mr. Metric, would you call the question, please?
Mr. Flynn,
Yes.
Ms. Vaccaro,
Yes.
Mr. McGinnis,
Yes.
Mr. Allen,
Yeah. Yes. Sorry.
Mr. McCoy, Ms. Dorsey,
Yes.
and Mr. Stefano.
Yes, motion carries 7-0. And then lastly, under item 5, we have 5D, which is to authorize the borough manager to negotiate a lease extension with SEPTA.
Mr. Stefano, I'd like to move to authorize the borough manager to negotiate a lease and renewal with SEPTA and Poor States Westchester Railroad for the operation of the tourist train on SEPTA property with the following guidance. Clarify the geography of the lease. Subsequent to the opening of the service to the new Wawa station, propose a renewal term up to 15 years and propose a clause that would allow termination of the lease by SEPTA for the establishment of a commuter rail service by SEPTA or SEPTA-approved third-party operator.
I'd like to second that.
Okay, motion has been made and seconded. Don't wish to repeat that one. It's a long one. Any comment or discussion on that from anybody? Okay, Mr. Metric, would you please call the question?
Mr. Flynn,
Yes.
Ms. Vaccaro,
Yes.
Mr. McGinnis,
Yes.
Mr. Allen,
Yes.
Mr. McCoy, Ms. Dorsey,
Yes.
Mr. Stefano.
Yes, motion carries 7-0. That takes us on to item number 6, which is our consent agenda.
Mr. Stefano, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as presented this evening.
I'd like to second that.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve our consent agenda. Any further discussion or comments? Seeing none, could you please call the question, Mr. Metric?
Mr. Flynn, Ms. Vaccaro,
Yes.
Mr. McGinnis,
Yes.
Mr. Allen,
Yes.
Mr. McCoy,
Yes.
Ms. Dorsey,
Yes.
Mr. Stefano.
Yes, motion carries 7-0. Moving on to our last item, which is other business, we have item A, 7A, is to announce the purpose of the January 18th, 2023 Borough Council Executive Session. We met to discuss legal issues concerning the string protection fee, and then we met to consider hiring of solicitors, engineers, and planning consultants as well. Any other business? And this meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.